believe passionately in entrepreneurial fire, in giving everyone, everywhere, the chance to do their best and feel even better. We believe in you. We're here to empower every beautiful dimension of you. And at Mary Kay, we know we've all got a few things in common. We're all worthy of a community that understands us. We all deserve flexibility, and we should get to run our day instead of it running us. So maybe that's what brought you here to get to know us. Mary Kay has been a groundbreaking, trailblazing company for more than 60 years, and we follow in the footsteps of the original beauty influencer. Like many women in the 60s, Mary Kay Ash was not treated fairly in the workplace, so she made a change and founded a company that gives everyone the opportunity they deserve. Today, Mary Kay continues to be family-owned and continues empowering others in more than 35 countries. We are a company driven by the idea that you can do what you love, be who you want, and earn extra income on your terms. Our idea is powerful in its simplicity. First, Mary Kay creates hundreds of products that people crave. And yes, we win industry awards. Conduct 500,000 tests a year for safety, quality, and performance. Hold more than 1,600 global patents. And products are made in our own global manufacturing and research facility. Because what gets us really excited is how much people love our products. Because your confidence is our obsession. Next, we keep the business model beautifully simple too. Independent beauty consultants are 100% independent business owners. They buy directly from Mary Kay, then sell directly to customers to earn money. That's it. No wholesalers, no middlemen, no one holding them back, period. They enjoy the flexibility to work a Mary Kay business a lot or a little at parties, online, and on social. All while learning life skills from others and getting digital tools to help along the way. And if they're ready to lead a team of their own, they can drive the business as far as they want. Beauty consultants have one of the highest profit potentials on product sales in the world. Plus, at Mary Kay, they are always celebrated. Small wins are recognized, and big accomplishments are richly rewarded by a community of entrepreneurs and corporate employees around the world. Working together, we've also built a long history of giving. Mary Kay and its 4 company-sponsored foundations has given more than $200 million in monetary and product donations since we began tracking our philanthropic efforts. We support life-saving research and survivor empowerment with more than $24 million awarded to cancer research innovation from the Mary Kay Ash Foundation. And we strive to protect the environment by planting more than 1 million trees, powering our global headquarters and manufacturing with 100% renewable energy, and achieving zero landfill site status in our global manufacturing facility. We are a brand with a purpose, and we hope you see the amazing potential we see for a bright future together. This is where you can come to thrive. This is where you can unleash your confidence. This is Mary Kay, empowering women entrepreneurs since 1963. Then, now, always.
Okay, well, let me get us all set up. And here's my friend Laura at Spotlight. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining us, guests and consultants and sales directors. I want all of you to grab a pen and paper while we're going through this, because I'm hoping already as you were watching that video, you're like, oh, I need to talk to so-and-so. I need to contact so-and-so. Whether you're in the business or you're not, as a guest, we hope that you leave this knowing that there's so much more to your consultant's business than selling lipstick, and you're excited about referring your friends to her, whether it's to try the product or the opportunity. And I'm going to throw a challenge out there for our guest. So some may be watching this tomorrow. This will be on my YouTube channel tonight. Laura will have it. We'll make sure you guys all have easy access to it. But even if people are listening to this, from the recording, guest, if you get 10 women to help your consultant out, to either try the product, could be virtually, in person, by mail, at a kitchen table, or to hear about the opportunity, you're going to get free products from her. You get free products when people try the product. You get free products when they will listen about the opportunity, because we need what you just saw there for more people to know. We need more of what we're going to have conversations about here, more women to know, because it makes my heart so sad after 38 years in Mary Kay that I can be, driving around in a pink Escalade and people say, I didn't know Mary Kay was still around. Because that is sad to me. And hopefully by the time you hear this conversation, it'll be sad to you too, because of what Mary Kay has ushered into our lives and the person that invited you on, and millions of women's lives, thus families' lives around the world for the last 60 plus years. So I love these conversations because Laura, like I gave her just like, okay, rattled off on a fast boxer. These are some of the things that I may ask you, but I don't really know. Like, I just really ask God, like, what do the women need to hear that are on here? Some of you just need encouragement when you leave, encouragement in your life, encouragement in your business. Some, may need inspiration. Some, this may spark, be a confirmation, a conviction. I don't know. Like, I've learned after a lot of power struggles with the Lord, I'm gonna let him be God. Those are his jobs. My job is to set this up and have this conversation with my friend and my peer. We are both national sales directors with Mary Kay. That means that the company has watched our track record. We all started just like your consultant did. She started with now will be a 35 or a 125 consultant number and startup kit. So everyone starts the same way. But we shared the products and the opportunity with enough women to find at least 20 women that wanted to be leaders in Mary Kay. And so Mary Kay pays us to train, recruit, and to make sure that this company's culture, principles, and traditions remain intact after she was gone. And so as a national, this is what we do. We get to share the whole big picture of Mary Kay, and then you get to decide, do you want to take little pieces of it, or do you too want to step into the whole big thing? Do know that in most companies, to be in the positions we have, you'd have masters or maybe PhDs. There'd be one position, so you're going to have to protect that position because there's only one of those in the company. You could be downsized at any time because of the industry that you're in. It's someone else's choice, possibly not yours. In Mary Kay, we're the opposite. We are very countercultural, and we need women in our country to know this, that there's room at the top. We need national sales directors. We just had 20 retire. So that means a national has 20 directors, 20 times 20, that's a lot of directors. And the company knows that. And so they are paying women to become directors and to progress in their business in their first year very handsomely. Actually, Laura and I were whining about it a little bit before we started the recording because we didn't have any of these things. We got a unit number. And then we had the opportunity to earn a pink Cadillac, which you still do. But now the company's throwing money at leadership. So if you are a leader or you know a woman who's a leader, write her name down and refer her to your consultant. And consultants, if you know someone who is a leader, even if you have no desire to move up the career path, please share that with your director. Because our company depends on us bringing in the women that this brand needs. So, Laura, we're going to have a conversation, and then at the end, guests are hopefully going to have enough information that they can make a $35 decision. Honestly, all of us spend that maybe at Starbucks for 3 people. Or where? I mean, so we're not talking about mortgaging your house. We're not talking about a 4-year degree. We're not talking about a car payment. We're talking about $35 to get your feet in and to see if this is something you'd like to do more with, and then to see how far you'd like to take it. But if you have any other questions afterwards, your consultant, or if she's new and doesn't feel like she has all the answers yet, her director is going to be more than happy to answer questions for you. And do not leave tonight with questions unanswered, because if I would have been left that night 38 years ago when I was exposed to the Mary Kay business at a meeting, at a star event that a woman approached me in a mall to be a face model for her Mary Kay portfolio because she was in her new director program, getting a perfect start. And her family and friends were not supportive. So she was being taught how to meet new people. And then I tried the product. She came to my apartment, me and my roommate, bought basic skincare, and then we're invited to an event. And we didn't have Zoom then. And I fell in love with this culture that night. But if I wouldn't have had my questions answered, I would have made a decision, first off, based on I didn't have $100 in my checking account. I had to write a post-dated check, even with a 4-year college degreed position. But I would have made a decision based on fear or fiction. Those were the questions I was answering for myself that were not true, versus faith and fact. And I want all of you always to make decisions by faith and fact. So at the end, guess, you're going to get a couple questions to answer to your consultant. It's proof that you're on because this helps her, whether you're listening to the recording or live. And consultants, after you get done listening, let your director know what's your takeaway and what are you going to do with it. So Laura, will you please share with everyone your before, now, future story? So when Mary Kay, I just shared, I was in my early 20s, right out of college, working 80 plus hours a week, and the working broke, basically, when you have more month than money, and knew that there had to be a better way. Where were you when Mary Kay intersected your life? What did that look like, and how were you exposed to the business?
When I was in my early 20s, I was not looking for an opportunity. I was busy full-time as an office manager in a counseling service, part-time waitressing for extra cash, and going to college thinking I wanted to be an elementary education school teacher. I loved the aspect of teaching, but I also, the only thing I was 100% sure that I wanted to be was a wife and a mother, And so when I chose teaching, I thought, wow, I like the aspect of teaching and educating people, but this would coincide with my kids' schedule. So that's where Mary Kay found me. 2 of my older sisters and a cousin were in Mary Kay before me. And I was in a business before Mary Kay that left a really bad taste in my mouth. And so it was another type of home-based business. And so when my sister called me out of the blue one day, she had an event that same night, and she's like, "What are you doing tonight?" And I'm like, "Why?" And she said, "Well, my director's coming from out of town to teach me, some aspects of the business." It was actually her launch party. And she said, "I need at least 3 people." And I know my sister well, so I figured she waited till the last minute. Or, well, I was like, "Well, why is she asking me last?" But anyway, she probably prejudged me. She probably prejudged me. And I have a feeling that maybe I was her default, like her default ask. So long story short, I said, "Okay, I'll come, but I'm not buying anything because I'm broke." College student, right? I'm not signing up for anything because I'd been down that road before. And I'm not picking one of those envelopes that make you have a party. Like, you get excited at the party and you say yes, but then you're like, dang it, why did I say that? Right. But I am so glad that God inserted Mary Kay into my life at that point, because I had no idea what was ahead in my future, and really didn't even know where I was at totally in life. I was in an unhealthy relationship since I was 15. I was engaged to be married to this guy, and when your deserve level is low and your self-esteem is low, you don't choose the right people. I thank God that God put Mary Kay into my life and used that to empower me and make me more confident to realize that I deserved more. I deserved better in a relationship. And so, but I went to this party. My sister said, "Just be here at 7." I said, "Okay." So I walked up the driveway and there was a pink Cadillac in the driveway. And I had just bought this really cute sports car convertible, young, you have no other bills, but you can put everything to your car. And I thought I was it. And I looked at this pink Cadillac and I'm like, who would ever drive that? Why? Because back then they were the big pink, they were the Pepto-Bismol pink hoopty mobiles, but I was more of a Tom girl and an athlete. And so I had a little bit of a snotty attitude about it. And so not thinking, well, her car's free and you're paying all this money plus insurance. And so when the director opened the door and I met her, she was, women, what we know is we know genuine, like, and there's heartstring connections, right? Especially if you're praying God to put people into your lives that you want him to use you to be a blessing to, and use them to be a blessing back to you. There's just something that happens there. And so it was at that party, a few things that the director said that really helped me to start dream again. But I canceled it all out, you guys. I didn't think that I could ever be a businesswoman. I didn't ever think I could look like them. They look so put together. I had bad acne. I stuttered when I talked, low self-esteem. But what I did have, I had a lion inside of me. I mean, I had a giant in there. I was the, captain of the volleyball team, and, those type of things. I had leadership. It's just, it wasn't an outward appearance of it. And so it wasn't until the very end. My default was when she showed us everything that you could buy, as I'm going through, and her job was so easy. All she was doing was like, put it on, take it off. How does it feel? And she would nod her head and just go like this. She didn't even tell me facts about it, nothing, because the proof was the product sold itself. I was like, I love this. I didn't tell them that. I kept it all within. But when she said, how much did it cost? She said, or you can buy it from your consultant, which would be my sister, at full price, or you can buy it, come into Mary Kay, have an opportunity to taste and see. You never know. You could be great. But if you're absolutely horrible at this, how about you'll get the discount, 50% off for the rest of your life. And that was really it. I did not come in guns a-blazing saying I want to earn a pink Cadillac, none of that. It was, you know what? If this doesn't work out, at least I get the 50%. And actually, I got my girlfriend to do this with me. She was my first team member, because I thought, you know what? If this isn't what they say it is, you don't want to fail alone. If I'm going down on a sinking ship, I'm taking with someone. I'm having a girlfriend that, the lightens the blow. So that's how I got into it.
And you have products right behind you. And Mary Kay Ash always taught us nothing happens until someone sells something. And I love that the products are a vehicle for us to help women feel better about themselves. And they're also the vehicle for us to build a relationship with a woman and find out if, again, this is a business that is a good match for her. So what other products you have behind you? Because I presume that those are some of your favorites.
Okay, well, yes, I have a few favorites. Of course, you can't have a level 10 game of glamour, right, with a level 2 of skincare. And so the beauty of me becoming a consultant is that now that you get the 50% off, you can afford to buy better quality products at a lower price. So in Mary Kay, I love that we have different echelons of skincare. We have the Prestige Premier line, which is, dermacosmetic, things you would find that a dermatologist might promote. And little side note, just because a dermatologist promotes it doesn't mean it's better. That's what he gets a kickback on, by the way. But there's then the middle tier, the Miracle Set. And when I started Mary Kay, it was just the basic skincare. And then it grew to the Miracle Set. But today, my favorite and what I use is the Repair Collection. And it's just 4 steps really to fabulous you. And it really targets the triangle of youth. If you're my age, you can figure it out. I started 31 years ago at the age of 21. So now you can figure out my age. Just add those 2 together. And so, the triangle youth, any products that help lift and firm, and that help you have a facelift, that's this. Like literally, it's a facelift in a box. And the most important product, well, they're all important, but my favorite is this here. This out of it is the serum. I call it the magic serum. It really is. When we came out with this, I did research. I went to Saks Fifth Avenue in New York City, like in, like a cognito, was like stealth, like just looking at other things. And another company, another prestigious line, they had the same. I looked up the ingredients. It was almost identical. They charged $595 for this one item. and women buy it. Our whole collection of great skincare is not even half of that. Like crazy. So that's my actually favorite. That's where I start every morning and night with this. But my other favorites are the pure retinol. You know, I'm finding that a lot of women and even some of the consultants, as I follow up with some of my consultants, you know, they're like, oh, I'm using retinol for the dermatologist. I went, hold up. Do you know we have retinol? Like we have the same exact thing. You guys, there's no difference of what they prescribe to you versus what we have here, except for price point. I have saved women hundreds of dollars. And I was the person when this first came out, let me tell you, I was like, no, it doesn't work for me because I didn't follow directions. I just put it on my skin and I was like, oh, that's too much for me. No, when you do it the right way and you have someone coach you through this, you are absolutely going to love how much this cures everything. I mean, turns back time, surface of your skin, because I had adult acne and eczema and scarring from it. Lifting everything. And then vitamin C products, like you can never have enough vitamin C internally, externally. But when vitamin C and vitamin E are paired together, vitamin E makes vitamin C so much stronger. So I do also incorporate the vitamin C plus E into my routine. It's another serum. I'm a serum junkie, you guys. Serum and boosters. Like, I love serum. Are you seeing these things? Like, I am. Yeah, I know people in my unit. I see Muffin on here, Nancy, Ariel. They probably use these too because I talk about them all the time. But this little guy, I can't go without it morning and night. And it's the HA plus ceramide. So if your skincare doesn't have retinol in it, pure retinol, try it. If it doesn't have, you know, HA in it or ferulic acid or niacinamide or ceramide, those, ask your consultant because they're awesome. And then last, I have to give you a glamour product. Gosh, I love so many of our products. And, you know, the typical oil-free eye makeup remover is like our #1 seller. I think we sell oil-free eye makeup remover every 4 seconds. Like it's crazy. But people ask me all the time if I have false eyelashes or if I wear them. Occasionally I do if I'm on stage, but no, it's because I use our eye makeup remover that doesn't hurt my lashes. It keeps them soft. It has great ingredients in it that help my lashes. But I love Ultimate Mascara. Tell us in the chat if you're a consultant, what's your favorite mascara and why? Like everybody needs to change their mascara, especially with the sicknesses. If you are sick, throw it away and get a new one. Your eye doctor will applaud you with a standing ovation if you do that. But I love the Ultimate because it's amazing. So there's some of mine. I could talk about products forever.
Mm.
Because I love
And
it.
isn't it fun? I mean, to be in a business, we get to impact women's lives and be in an industry that's fun. And I think you'll agree with me because I've been in Mary Kay 38 years, who was 23 when I started. So you guys can do the math on that also. But I take better care of myself because I'm in Mary Kay and I get products at half off.
My husband said, my husband, you know, he's like, he thinks I look great without it too. But he said, you know, I do see other women your age and it's good you're in Mary Kay because it makes you take care of your skin.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do. And it's fun. It's so fun. And if you're a guest listening to this or even a new consultant going, oh my gosh, like I don't know all this stuff, you guys download the Skin Analyzer app. I mean, Mary Kay spent a fortune designing something the dermatologist and med spas use, and you can put it right on your phone, take a picture. It'll tell you what your skin needs now, what it's going to need in the future. You can zip that right to your consultant. She can go on to Mary Kay and touch, so a new consultant doesn't have to start sweating right now. She can go on Mary Kay and touch, pull those products up on product knowledge, send those to her buddy, and get her the products. And with any of the Mary Kay products, if you buy something and you don't love it, you just take the little product, code number, send it to your consultant. She sends it to Mary Kay. They replace her product. She can refund your money or give you, exchange in whatever products you want. So you don't have to be afraid, like, gosh, that sounds good. But then, how you get excited and you order something. I have to stop ordering things on Instagram because returning them is so hard. Figuring out how to return it. And with us, it's not hard. Your consultant, you can find her. She's not going out of business. She wants to have a relationship with you forever, and she'll take care of it, because we don't want you having drawers of buying mistakes. That saves you a ton of money. We're less expensive because we don't have the overhead that our competition does. But you know, don't ever keep something that you're not using and thinking you're helping your consultant. You're not. She wants you to be using the things that you have, for
Right.
sure.
And you know, Dawn, when I started Mary Kay, I didn't even know what a pour was. And I want to say to the
Oh,
consultants, yeah, I didn't. I mean, we didn't have internet and all of what they
no.
have today. But, you know, if you're a consultant on here and you're insecure about the knowledge of skincare, or you're contemplating being a consultant and you feel like you just don't know enough,
Mhm.
it's okay. My director, the company, we have access to the company, the medical department, product knowledge. They're willing to help you. You really don't need it. I mean, they're dermatologists, they're researchers and
Mhm.
developers. We have free access. Your agreement gave you free access. That's how I learned about rosacea and how to help my clients have that. That's how I learned about skin conditions and all the different things. Now, of course, there's everybody needs a dermatologist for, you know, cancer and, you know, different things like that. But we help you. There's lots of
Mhm.
support materials, and I encourage the consultants on here especially to up your game. Like,
Mhm.
really, you know, if you're a Miracle Set user, why aren't you using Repair? Have you ever tried it? Why aren't you using Retinol? Have you ever tried it? Like, if you use it, you really will start believing in it. And, you know, the before and afters that we have in Mary Kay are true. They're not modified, they're not filtered.
Mhm.
We don't do that like other companies do. We're not a gimmick company. The proof is in the pudding of the walking. Just come to a leadership conference with us. Like my husband's first seminar with us, he's like, his mouth was hanging open. He's like, wow, all these women are beautiful. They have great skin. Like, wow, they're 65 and retiring. Yeah, and no, it's good,
Mhm.
healthy skincare, consistent
Mhm.
morning and night. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I started, I looked at the women who now I'm their age and went, wow. I mean, they looked a lot better than the women that, you know, I had gone to business school, and the women that were mentoring me in corporate America. I'm like, they don't look like that
Right.
after 20, 30, 40 years in corporate America. So there's the a product, but also it's the lifestyle. You know, it's doing what you love and having the flexibility and the ability to impact people's lives. And also, too, to be able to pass something on. Like,
Mhm.
I think my goals were ambitious when I got out of business school. But I look back now, and what would I have missed out on if I had a job that was all about me getting to the top, but I couldn't give it away? I couldn't give it to anyone else because I would have to protect it, because I was the only one that could have that job. And with this, our job, your paycheck is in direct proportion to how many women you help reach their goals,
That's
which
true.
was very countercultural to how I was raised and educated.
Yeah.
But looking back, like, God knew it. Like, he was like, you're not going to do well over here. I mean, it looks attractive, but and then Mary Kay throws in some 5 carat diamond rings and trips and all, and
That's
pink pop.
right. Right.
So that
Well, and you hit the
makes it
nail on the
extra
head, like,
attractive.
because there are other factors with aging, and
Mhm.
stress is one of the biggest factors. Like Tina on here, you guys before the pre-show when we were on with just a few, Tina is a new sales director on here, and last year she earned over $6,000 just in bonuses, six $1,000 bonuses. And you know, there's a statistic. Last year there was a statistic that in it actually was 2023. I have to look up 2024 or 2025. I have to update it, but that the average household needed an extra $6,240 just to maintain the standard of living.
Mhm.
And another statistic is a household needs $95,000 per year to just live basic. And so, Mary Kay, not only can you have the product and save all that money if you are already a user of another brand, right? Where you're pouring or going to these places to get all these treatments, you guys, like, we got it. We've got it's, I looked it up. It's $95,000 average to get a facelift. Yeah,
Gosh.
95 grand. I mean, if you start taking, you're never too old or too young to start taking care of yourself. And the proof really is here in this neck area too, as to someone who's truly taking care of themselves and using their skincare or not. And our before and after pictures, when women start using this retinol, the repair, that's where I see the most difference. Like here, the triangle of
Mhm.
youth and the neck in that area. But wow, look what Tina did. Gave herself $6,000 to take that pressure off of her family with inflation and all those things. I guarantee you she's aging a lot less faster than those who are stressed out about it, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
So money, you know, buys you health wellness, not
Mhm.
just the tangibles in life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's on
That's
part-time, I mean, I'm sure if Tina,
mhm.
like that, how many of our consultants can make, $6,000 within their first couple of months, depending on their goal.
Right.
That's what it is. And so it's
Right.
just so
Yeah,
awesome.
Tina has a full-time job, like a big, big corporate job. And
Wow.
in addition
Yeah.
to, her Mary Kay being a consultant and director. So that's so nice that you can do that because usually you don't have the opportunity to
Yeah.
do both at the same time.
I want to know in the chat, if you had an extra $6,000 this year, what would you do? Would you do a family vacation? Would you get those Invisaligns that you always wanted? Would you um, up your wardrobe? Would you help your grandchildren be able to go to private school? What is it that you
Mm,
would do with an extra $6,000? What is a little dream
mm.
goal for you? I think we've
Oh yeah.
stopped dreaming, you know?
Yeah.
And so, and
Yeah.
Mary Kay all my 31 years in every stage of my life, single without a husband, I started that way. Then married, newlywed. Then when my kids were babies, I mean, I worked this business in almost every stage except now grandma.
Mhm.
I can't wait for my kids to find their, God
Oh.
to put those women in their lives, and hopefully I'll have grandbabies. If not, I'll have to borrow all of yours. But it worked at every stage of my life and
Mhm.
enhanced every stage of my life, not just
Mhm.
monetarily. Like now it's the sisters like you, Dawn. You know,
Mm.
this the this business financially is one thing, but for me, my word this year is depth. Depth
Mm.
to go deeper in everything. Deeper
Mm.
first in my faith,
Mm.
not just the surface faith, the faith, that I can tend to be lukewarm in, to really go deeper in that. And I've been praying for God to really reveal to bring, new friends into my life, or for me to choose people that have depth, that can make me better spiritually and stronger, so that I can help others as well. The relational, like my husband and I have a better marriage because of the relationships that I watched in Arlene and Dick Lenars and their
Mm.
relationships, married, oh gosh, what, 60 plus years when Dick passed away, maybe even more. But and Sandy and Joe Valerio, that are the people that I watched in this business, to have those healthy relationships. It's so much more than a pink Cadillac. There are all the fun little things, and you said about the diamond rings
Mhm.
that you can earn. That's that. But when I started I wanted to travel. Do any of you
Mm.
like to travel? Like I almost was a flight attendant because of that. And I'm actually grateful now that I do travel all over to visit my Mary Kay girlfriends all over because we can work from anywhere, right, Dawn? So I just
Mhm.
actually called my national Sandy and said, "Hey, you want to visit her? I'm tired of the cold." She said, "Come on down. I can work from anywhere." And
Mhm.
so, but to be able to have the income and the flexibility, I wanted to see the world. And so
Yeah.
now I'm able to do that. I was just in Thailand and Switzerland and Germany and, all the places. Dawn and I, we've been on many continents because of Mary Kay. Um,
Mhm.
and so it's awesome.
Mhm.
And it's crazy to think you can have all that hope with $35 immediately. There's this infusion that comes into you. I call it the pink vapor. I remember when I signed and I said, "Okay, I'll do this, but don't call me and I'm not recruiting anybody." But when I got that kit, because back then we had to sign a piece of paper and then mail it in. It wasn't until I got the kit, it was like pink vapor came out of it. I started to dream. I actually scared myself a little because I never dreamt like that before. And I was like, oh, wait, this might just end in one more failure, because I had a lot of failures in my life. And I was afraid to take a step of faith in doing more and pursuing more. But I thought, what if I could be even just a little good at this? What if I could be really great at this? And what if I could be so good that someday I could take care of my mom? Because my mom never had a job. She had 9 kids. I'm one of 9, you guys, 8 girls and 1 boy, 9 kids. And, she never had a job. My dad, I hardly even knew him, because he worked he left before we woke up, and he came home when we were in bed. He was in construction to just keep food on our table. And I thought, what if? And my mom passed away 2 years ago. And one of the greatest things that she said to me, the gift she gave me, she said, Laura, out of all my kids, you've given me the greatest gift in knowing that you're one less child that I have to worry about. Wow. Wow. But when she was sick for all those years, she got diagnosed with stage 4 COPD at the age of 60. And we didn't think she would live that, but they say because we as a family were able to take care of her, she lived so much longer. She died just shy of 80. But I was the primary care provider, with 1 or 2 other sisters that helped out with that, and my other sister, but that I was able to take care of her, and nothing mattered financially. Like, that's where my heartstrings are. That's when I didn't feel like doing something that day. My mom, I have my book. I taught a class the other day and shared this with people, so it was on my desk. But this was my little book. And at one point I did have my mom in the center of it, but this is one of the ones that when my kids were little, they were my why. That if I woke up and feeling crampy, and I just didn't feel like doing my 6 most important things list, or doing something for my business, at least, because my director said, just little micro wins will help you with the big wins. Just do one little thing every day, and it will help you get the bigger wins. If I didn't feel like it, I was like, you know what? They're my why. I'm letting them down. I need to be a better person, a more confident person. I need to overcome obstacles so that my children learn how to be that type of person as well. If I don't take chances on myself for $35, a simple $35, will I ever expect my kids to take chances and try something new? I don't want to protect them. I want them to go out in the world, try things, and if it doesn't work out, oh well, pivot. That's what Mary Kay taught me. And so to pray through the obstacles, right? And that's the beauty of what that $35 gives you, that hope, the possibilities. What if,
Mhm.
you might just.
I'm looking at Natalie was saying she's going to create that. She loves your binder. And I was just listening to an interview with Jennifer Cook, who was Mary Kay Ash's personal assistant for 25 years. And she was saying, she goes, some people get so worried about, like, well, what if it doesn't work out? And, then, I failed at it. Or what if I recruit someone and she doesn't do well? And Jennifer said that Mary Kay said, don't worry about if she stops doing Mary Kay. Worry that she didn't benefit from it and her life isn't better because of it.
That's
And
it.
I mean, Mary Kay was alive when I went to her home for new director training. The things that her wisdom that she deposited into us, like that right there was so countercultural to what I thought of as a business practice, that your greatest goal is that someone is better for the journey, whether they're still in Mary Kay or not. Maybe it's preparing them. Some are in for a reason, some a season, and some for the long haul. That's not for us to decide. And that it is not what our job, the value of our job is. The value of our job is what happens to that woman in the process of dreaming and becoming the best version of herself. And, if this was to prepare her for the next step, and something else, great. Obviously, we love when people are doing it for the long haul with us, because to be able to have relationships with people for 40 years
Oh, and Dawn, you met Mary Kay, so you got all the wisdom that Mary
Mhm.
Kay poured into you. I was at seminar with her, but not at her home. I didn't get to sit at her feet. I was
Mhm.
the first class that didn't get to when she had her stroke. But we can watch all kinds of podcasts and self-help videos and read self-help books, and they do make us better and they help
Mhm.
us and we, glean from them. But there is nothing more powerful than a network, a community of people that when you go to events, like we have our fun retreats and our seminars, even just collectively here, like I'm
Mhm.
looking at all of you right now and like how many people get this opportunity of this connection, this collaboration, this sisterhood. So the intangibles are also the gift that you receive in that kit that you have for yourself, but also that you can give to other people. It's not up to me, like Dawn said, to well, first of all, how selfish would I be if I just kept it for myself, right? You have to get yourself out of the way and put other people's needs first. You are not selling them on. I said this to one of my new consultants today. I said, I don't ever want you to tell somebody you're selling Mary Kay. She's like, what? I said, no, we don't sell Mary Kay. We build relationships with people and we just ask them to give us their opinion. The product sells itself. And that's the same with the opportunity. I don't want any to convince somebody to join Mary Kay for my benefit. I want them to learn about it and to say, what is a need that I have that this could fill? Consultants, if you're not team building, it's because you are not helping other people fill their need. If you're not selling, you're not finding out what their need is. People are buying products, they're buying tons of it. The average household, what we sell in products per year, orders from wherever they get it at least $1,200. People buy it, whether it's body care, fragrances, gifts for people, their own personal skincare, men, your husband, you, your children, whatever. And people are looking for income, an extra stream of income, and you have that opportunity. Like we make money while we sleep. You guys, you can, if you start this business, even just for the $35 that you start, you can make money while you sleep. One of my new consultants got her very first order of somebody she didn't know through guest checkout. She's like, now what do I need to do? I said, nothing, absolutely nothing. You just wait for that money to show up in your ProPay account. And girl, you can spend it however you want to. She's like, I like this. And so really just putting yourself out there in subtle ways, letting people know that Mary Kay has all the content. You don't have to create content. I love it. I am not you I am not one of the profound NSDs. There are so many brilliant NSDs that have these incredible ideas. I mean, they can speak on a stage and I'm like, who I feel like I just listened to one of the forefathers. I mean, they're incredible. That's not me, you guys. I have very few things that I've created, but I was told I quit college. Well, there was one other reason, but I quit college because I was afraid of speech class. And it's crazy because the joke's on me, with God, because I'm on the stage. Dawn and I are on the stage all the time now doing speeches. But we get to choose if we want to do that. We don't have to. But it's just crazy, I don't even know where I was going with that. My little train of thought went away because I looked at you, Dawn, and you're just so beautiful. And I'm like, she's my friend. My friend. I get to do life with her. There we go. Oh, I know what I was saying. You don't have to come up with content.
Yes.
Everything's created for us.
Hmm.
Someone told me just copy the right cat. Just
Yeah.
copy the right cat. And
Be
there's,
coachable.
yeah, so many people.
Coachable and willingness.
Yeah. And Mary Kay
Mhm.
said, in other industries, I've heard this because I have a lot of consultants that had or were like me that were in other businesses or home-based businesses or other ventures before. And one of the reasons why they quit, and even I have a consultant on here, I won't call her out, that's one thing she said to me, like, yeah, they recruited me, but nobody was there to help me.
Mhm.
Like I didn't, like with us, our consultants know at any time they can call us and book a coaching session, or they can call us and have a conversation, or, you know, when they're ready, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. We will be there for you, right? But they
Mhm.
didn't get that support in those other businesses. And Mary Kay, you're getting that support. You're people pay thousands of dollars for coaches. For $35 in your kit, you get a coach, you know.
Mhm.
And I have a new consultant that, you know, before Mary Kay, she, you know, she came on, another new consultant, she spent thousands of dollars for somebody to coach her, for a new venture in her. I mean, she has another company. This is what people are paying for. But I think she's learning and seeing that, wow, she is seeing that all this content, everything that she's learning through that, she can learn, or if she didn't see it, she will see, could have learned for free, even in Mary Kay, which is cool. So
Yeah, the value of that, the education is huge.
yeah.
All right, I want to do I can't think of what the name of this is. You guys can tell me. It's when people answer questions real rapidly, like the things that just are the top. What is
Rapid
it?
fire. Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Okay. So let's do some rapid fire.
Yeah.
All right. So in retrospect, what are the top 3 reasons you're grateful you said yes to Mary Kay?
Oh, okay. Grateful I said yes to Mary Kay. Well, I already shared some of those. Because it's made me a better person,
Okay.
spiritually, uh, you know, relationally. Um, my mom was my first why. I didn't have a husband or kids at that time. I knew I wanted them, but um, the gift of giving me all of that time with my mom is value. I have no regrets because I didn't have a career, a full-time job that I couldn't be there for her. It was the greatest gift. And my kids, what they learn, you know, what was caught, that they learn through watching me and my business. You know, they say things that just make me tear up, that I know, you know, it's about what they saw in us. And, you know, I have this little note, Mother's Day last year. I keep it in my phone that my son wrote me. And I think we'll get to this. Dawn always wants me to share a little bit about my advocacy, but I was at, about 6 years ago, 2018, if you saw any newspaper or you turned on a show, whether it was even internationally or whether it was Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, you probably saw my family's face on TV because um, I'm one of 5 sisters that were all abused by the same clergyman growing up, sexually abused. And we became this big face for a cause to help change laws and advocate for child sexual abuse, to change laws. And if I didn't have Mary Kay, all these years of Mary Kay, I say it like this: get up on God's easel, because we were born his masterpiece, right? It's life that tears us down and tries to turn us into a victim, right? No matter what you have suffered through. You know, so many of us have trauma. Gosh, you guys, we're women, you know, we either have friends that have trauma, we have it, family, whatever. And so I had no idea when I signed my agreement how God was going to mold me, use Mary Kay as a vehicle to mold me and shape me, to put me back together to the masterpiece. And I won't be the masterpiece until I'm dead and I'm in heaven and fully whole, but to help me. And so my son, and so I advocate now. And you guys, I go to Capitol Hill, Washington, DC. I talk to senators. I mean, I am, you know, in offices fighting for child sexual abuse laws, you know, statute of limitations, all those things. I would never have been able to do that if I did not have the confidence I do now and all the training that I did. But more than anything, they probably wouldn't have listened to me if I wasn't as successful as I am. Because I'm going to tell you, when you have a bigger microphone, you have a bigger platform, and you get ears to hear you more because they know you, like, they know I'm one of, you know, what is it, 600 national sales director worldwide. I'm top of Mary Kay, a global brand of all these women that are their constituents. So they know, don't mess with the woman because we stick together. Here's my cause. Please listen. And if you do, and you're my friend, I'm going to tell everybody about you and how great you are and what you did for our children, right? And our generations. But my son, a friend invited me to Mother's Day tea, and she asked each of our kids to write something about their mom. And so and this was at our play setting, and my one son said, I love my mom. Well, because she is always the life of every party, which not really, but I really am more introverted and shy. But with him, yeah, I guess. But no matter who she is with or where she's at, I love how strong and courageous of a woman she is. She has really shown me how to stand up for what I believe in, no matter what anyone thinks. And you guys, that came in my starter kit. Your children, your decisions affect your children. Who you are affects you. I am not a survivor. I pray that you're not just a survivor. I pray that you use the gifts that God sends your way. It could even be in the form of this opportunity. What's the worst that could happen? $35 to say yes. I never knew that I would need all of what God poured into, my life through this business, because it wasn't till the age of 48 that I even acknowledged my own abuse as a child. Because when you are traumatized as a child, and any trauma, your brain has a way of protecting itself, but it manifests in ways, whether it's through drug and alcohol, different things. And so 48, at the average of somebody remembering even abuse is 52, an average age of 52. So I see how God put this into my life. I'm so glad that I said yes, and I didn't question him, and I didn't analyze, analysis paralysis. It's $35. Back then, 31 years ago, I paid $95, 106 with tax and shipping. Like, and you can start for 35. What's the worst that could happen? You could not just change your life, but this business has been able to change my children, their lives and their outlook on life. And my husband always credits Mary Kay that he's a better teacher because of all of the teachers he's listened to, the directors and nationals, and Mary Kay. He learns from all of you guys and is able to take it back to his classroom. And so, yeah, it's cool. I could talk for
Oh, well, and I think this is a great circle around to wrap up, because in the beginning you said something about there was a lion within you that, and this was the vehicle for that lion to come out. And you're absolutely right. You would very probably, without the vehicle of Mary Kay, and an opportunity to see yourself from God's perspective versus a fallen world and humans, evil choices, you wouldn't be an advocate for so many other women and children now. Like, that lion has come out. And that, I believe, was what Mary Kay's major intention was when she started this. She saw that women, they were, losing their jobs when they got pregnant. They were making 53 cents to every dollar a man makes. She lost territories because she was a woman, because the man needed to support her family. She suffered a lot of injustices, and she started this so that women wouldn't have to suffer the injustices she has, but now so many more, that this has been a vehicle for women. So I love to see how God really in Mary Kay has brought together, between sexual abuse, domestic violence, alcoholism, drug abuse, eating disorders, abortion, divorce, widows, debilitating disease. All of those things, we've had women model for us how serving other people has been their cure for that, and has helped them go from victim to victor, which, that's a lioness. That's, a woman that's, helping other women do that. That's what Mary Kay asks us to do, is pass it on.
Yeah.
And so, that if you are a cheerleader for underdogs, there's no better place to be than Mary Kay. The company rewards you, I mean, unbelievably well.
Yeah.
Better than anywhere else I've ever seen, to be able to live with God, family, and career, to be an advocate for women and children.
Mm-hmm.
It is beautiful. And you model it beautifully, my friend.
Oh, thank you. I did in the chat. I put the Fortney sisters. If you want to learn any more, we always uh, love people to hear the story because it's protection. Awareness is protection for you. It's it's protection for everyone. But
Yep.
I love my with going deep. My theme is also let's commit to not just surviving. Let's
Mhm.
commit to thriving.
Mhm.
God wants you to have the buffet of blessings. Like
Mhm.
you don't want to get to heaven and see all of the gifts that he had for you unused. You want to have all those blessings. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
Not just survive, but thrive,
right.
flourish,
Yes, totally.
flourish.
Yeah.
Do you have any last words for guests that are listening to a playback or listening to this now? That will be our closing.
Yeah, I would say, if you're on here, your consultant thought very highly of you, um, whether for your opinion, but I almost guarantee you that if she gave you this to listen to, even if it's a recording later, that she saw something in you. You may be somebody that, gosh, has all the qualities that she would love to have because you're so confident and already successful. And you're the type of person that Mary Kay needs to help make us better and stronger. And, I know women like that. They like extra streams of income. They never put all their eggs in one basket, right? But maybe you're somebody like me that you're a little bit of both, but you have some growing to do. This is a safe place to grow and to have that sense of community and connection. And I say to all of you, why not? Like, don't over analyze it. $35. Dawn said it's like a Starbucks. It's probably one Starbucks coffee. I don't drink coffee, but $35 isn't much. If you have to borrow $35 from somebody, give them products, their first product at a discount or something. But say yes. And I hope you do say yes. We are looking. We have big goals for our company. I know in this day and age, sometimes I'm just going to put it out there. There's a fear because other home-based businesses closing their doors, doing all of that. Look, we have been around for 61 years. Our company is debt-free. It's debt-free. We aren't owned by the stock market. We don't have all of that to worry about. Our president and CEO is Mary Kay's grandson. He is committed to keeping this company thriving in the way it is. And we are. But we need more people to help us with our big goals and to find out what people's needs are and to show them that Mary Kay can help them fill it. Whether you want to do this virtually, in person, or both. I like both. I like to be in person with people too. Um, so I say yes. Just say yes and taste and see. You have the option if you want to have a little bit bigger of a kit. And that's $90 for a pro kit. If you want to add that onto it, that your consultant will send you a picture of all of the great products in there. You don't have to do that. I did. I mean, that is what my kit was back then. We didn't have the option of the e-start, but I would say whatever your excuse would be why you would not say yes to it is your reason why you should. Make it your reason to do this. And don't
Mhm.
wait till tomorrow. Don't ask your friends. Don't even ask your husband. I mean, he spends $35 probably daily and doesn't ask you, right? Like it's not rocket scientist. It's not anything that's going to hurt you. But $35 could change your life. If I would have, I signed my agreement right away. If I went and asked my best friend, I probably would not be in Mary Kay because I was too impressionable. I wasn't strong enough back then. I listened too much about what other people thought, which got me
Mhm.
nowhere. And I'm glad I signed because when I told her what I was doing, she also was frustrated because she was in another home based business before. And she was just frustrated with life and she's like, I know somebody that was in Mary Kay and they quit. What does that tell you? You must not make any money. Well, my director said this. she prepared me before I left that party that night. She said, you can, right now, you have to decide that you will base your future on people that you watch who you want to be like, and not listen to the negative and the naysayers, because there's a lot of people that will try to bring you down and tell you some false things, or maybe it was real for them, but it doesn't have to be real for you. You need to hang out with the people who are going to elevate you, who are going to lift you up. And I commend all of you on here, because this is your weekly dose, right? Of, getting filled up again, because the world it is yucky out there, right? It can be yucky, and just the stress of people pulling on you. But get your cup full spiritually, and with your business professionally, and don't listen to other people. Be independent and make your own decision, and partner with your director. She'll meet with you, and she'll help you as much as you want, or as little. If you want to crawl, she'll crawl with you. If you want to sprint, she'll sprint with you, whichever. And she's free. She comes in your kit free. You don't even have to pay.
I love that. I have not heard someone say that the thing that as a guest would hold you back is probably the reason you should. And things are clear in retrospect, right? And I was scared because I was scared. I was shy. Public speaking, I was scared of. And I just think of 2 weeks ago, speaking on a stage in front of 4,000 people. I've spoken at seminar in front of 10,000 people and been excited about it because you knew you had something to share to encourage them. And I was also scared because I didn't have $100. And if I wouldn't have started Mary Kay, I still may be one of those people who's worked for 38 years and doesn't have an extra $100 when they need it. Because I meet them all the time. So that was brilliant. And it could even be like consultant could ask themselves, or a director, what's holding you back? That may be exactly the reason you need to proceed towards your dreams and your goals.
It is.
You are very wise, my friend.
I hope that I have more sisters that join tonight. And you know what? If you were bold enough to say, you know what, I'm going to do it, put it in the chat. I want to see who my new friends are. Dawn and I are always here for you. Whether you would be in our direct line or not, it does not matter. That's the thing that sets Mary Kay apart from other companies. It's the go give. We base everything on the go give, the golden rule, which is Matthew, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We take care of each other, whether it's in our paycheck or not, So Mary Kay said, if you have an idea and I also have an idea, then we have two ideas, not I'm going to keep my idea from you because we're in competition. No, we are a sisterhood. We collaborate and connect, and we help each other.
Awesome. Well, the new people, they can go onto our Get Your Year in Gear on my YouTube and get all their training from both of us. How convenient.
Yes.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us, whether you're listening to the replay or you came in live. We really appreciate those who were here live. Because just like you like people showing up to your parties, we like them showing up to our parties too. But that never gets old. But thank you, Laura, for pouring yourself out. And you guys go out there, make good choices. We have 10 days left in this month. So gosh, people could start their business and be on a roll. They could be in TIQ February 1st. Faces, I know, great gifts. The company, again, we're in the last 6 months of our Mary Kay year, and this is when it starts to get really exciting. And don't think that anyone's behind. There'll be people who sign an agreement tonight, and they could be sales directors debuting on stage, picking up keys to free cars, or unbelievable, gorgeous Queen's Court of Sales rings or gold and diamond bumblebees. So the sky really is the limit in Mary Kay. So today may be the first day of brand new dreams, or dreams resurrected or watered. But thank you for your time, you guys. Have a great night. Stay warm.
Bye, everyone.